What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we're talking about Dark Nemesis, brand new MMORPG that I am super duper excited about. This is going to be like my review, why I'm excited, why you should be excited too. Got a few notes that I wrote down so I can go over the good, the bad. I've been playing in the beta / soft launch for about the last month. Global launch is supposed to happen March 15th. So let's get into the things that I like about this game. Number one, there is lots of cosmetics. You've got everything from your outfit to wings to companions, which are AKA pets, and also mounts. There's just tons of customization in this game to really make you look different from other players. So that's one thing that you'll never have to worry about. You'll never be blending in because there's just so many different options. Also, because of that, it goes by collection instead of certain items. So what I mean by that is, let's say one of the top tier outfits, you don't really like it. You think it kind of looks ugly, but the stats are stronger than, let's say, a lower tier outfit. You can equip the lower tier outfit and it does not affect your stats at all. So it pretty much just goes by collecting. The more stuff you have, the stronger your character is. Next thing is, there is a ridiculous amount of content. You've got PvE content, you've got PvP content, and this can kind of go hand in hand with the bad side of the game as well, because if you don't have the time to really do everything every day, it's gonna be probably a couple hours worth of gameplay every day. Depending on if you literally do everything, different options, different variations like that. This isn't some AFK game where you kind of log in and you play for 10 minutes and you're done your dailies. I mean, there's a big chunk of stuff to do in this. Third thing we got is lots of guild involvement. This game is very heavy with interacting with other players. There's a lot of guild events, guild PvP battles. There's a lot of things that you can do to help out your guild, where if you participate in certain dungeons with your guild members, you actually get bonus XP. So there's a lot of human interaction, which I think is really cool in this game. Next thing I love about this game, one of my favorites, is that it is extremely easy to build out your character. In fact, there isn't anything over complicated about building out your character. And one thing that I want to really mention is a lot of the classes feel pretty balanced. It never feels like there's one class that is more dominant in a certain situation than others. Once you reach level 39, you actually unlock this thing called styles, and each class has 3 different styles to choose from. And that pretty much dictates whether you're going to be doing PvE content, PvP content, or like a team guild war. It's very simple. You kind of just switch it in between whenever you're doing different content, and it literally tells you oh, this style is good for just fighting monsters by yourself, and it'll show you the buffs and the different variations that happen to your skills. And then it'll show you, hey, if you pick this style, this is better for PvP. So it's very simple. I mean, anyone, a monkey could come in here and play this game. Next thing that I absolutely love about this game is the free-to-play friendly events. The events are very free to play. You don't have to come in here and wail out to get max rewards in these events. Very, very simple events. Now, they have a VIP system. However, the VIP points are free. You can just log in and you can get 100 VIP points free every day without spending any money. So again, very free to play. You can level up your VIP without having to spend money. Now let's go over the bad things, the things that I just don't like about this game. All right, my first thing, this is my number one complaint about this game. And I think if they put a feature in to fix this, it would make the game well above and beyond more fun. That is the camera angle. The camera angle in this game, I feel, is just too far zoomed in, and there's no way to really zoom out and see more of the area. You know what I mean? See more of the land. It's like I can't see where I'm going or anything. I want to see what I'm moving towards. It's just way too far zoomed in, and there's no feature to zoom out. I think they really need to put in a way to you know, give us a little bit of space. I mean, I know the developers worked super duper hard on these cosmetic items, these outfits and these wings and stuff to make the game look cool and make your character look badass. I at least want to be able to see what I'm doing, you know? I don't need to be zoomed in 500 times just to, you know, see all that shine glittering in my eye. When I was looking in the shop and stuff, I really didn't see any packs that were amazing. There was probably like 2 packs that I feel were really, really good and definitely worth buying. A bit of lag sometimes. And in particular, I noticed this every time I tried out a different class, where there was this one in particular campaign mission that I would do, and it was relatively at the beginning of the game. It was in, like, I want to say chapter 1 campaign, and it was just like the game was really unresponsive, and it was literally only in that one mission. And then when you would be playing the game regular, doing any of the other dungeons or any of the other campaign missions, it was completely fine. It was kind of like you had to play it manually, which is another thing that I have to also mention is there are missions where you have to play manually, and sometimes the game doesn't tell you that. And if you have the game stuck on auto combat and you just jump into a mission and you kind of walk away, or you're not paying attention, your character will just be sitting there and you won't even know that, oh my God, I have to do this manually. That's one thing that also is a bit weird, is like it switches from like you can play this on auto combat, and then it switches to like, oh, you need to play this manually. And it kind of throws you off your game a little, but again, that could also be a good thing that some people could look at. And speaking of auto combat, the auto combat in this game is atrocious. But then again, I mean, to be fair, a lot of auto combat and a lot of MMORPG games is usually pretty bad, but this one I feel is a bit worse. It almost feels like they made this game to not have auto combat in it, and then they kind of decided to throw it in last minute because they felt like people would complain that there's no auto combat feature. It really feels like that. It really feels like the game was meant to be played manually, and then they were like, all right, you know what? We need to put in an auto feature. It just feels like that, like they kind of coded something and threw it in together, because often there'll be times where you'll have it on auto and your character will just be standing there and like enemies spawn, or enemies will be walking around and you're just like standing there like, and it's kind of like a 3-4 second delay, and then it's like, oh no, it's like finally your auto combat decides to kick in and your character's like, oh, okay, I should attack these. Whereas if you were playing it manually, as soon as you see the enemies pop up in the dungeon, you'll be attacking them. And then auto combat's like, it feels like there's a little bit of a delay for the game, for the system to kind of recognize that there's enemies to say, oh, okay, start doing abilities. And then also it just kind of spams abilities. And there's no way to kind of differentiate like, oh, I wanted to use certain abilities in a certain order. There's no features like that in this game either. Exaggerated. There's a million different ways to power up your character, and it could become overwhelming. So I'm going to go in depth in every single piece leading up to launch. But stay happy, stay safe, my friends. I'll see y'all very soon in another video. Peace.